What is going on, people? And thank you for joining me for another one of my beverage reviews. Today I'm going to be doing another one on the Perfectdraft. Before that, I just want to take a second to say thank you for helping me hit 2,500 subscribers. I really appreciate it, people. Thanks for all the support. Anyway, as I say, we're doing a keg on the Perfectdraft today, and it's by the Goose Island Brewery. They're based in Chicago in the States, and it's the Midway IPA. They do two different ones. This is the session one. It's 4.1% ABV. So it's not all that strong. It cost me 30 quid. I got it in a 2 for 60 quid deal. Quite expensive for a 4.1% keg, don't you think? But anyway, let's give it a try, see what she's all about. It's 30 IBUs, this one. Let's get her poured out. Who's tried this keg, or perhaps you've tried it out of a can or whatnot? Do you rate the beer? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think it's worth 30 quid? And that's on special as well. It's normally 38 quid if you pay full price. Quite expensive. I do think that's quite dear. Anyway, there we have the beer in the glass. As you can see, she's in a Lowenbrau glass. I've just ordered another keg of that for the Euros and a keg of Spaten. And I do like Lowenbrau, and I quite like the glass as well. So for an extra fiver, it was also in the 2 for 30 quid, them two kegs. For an extra fiver, you can get a glass, 2 glasses. So it's a no-brainer, really, isn't it? As you can see, have a little bit of cold haze, small bubbles, you know, moving it up quite slowly, but there's a lot of them, as you can see there. Yeah, we've got a nice white, compact, foamy head. It looks like a decent pint, to be fair. It's almost a clear golden colour, but I'm going to say there's a slight haze to that. Really good spread to the carbonation bubbles. It looks quality. Anyway, let's get the news in there and check out the aromas of Goose Island's Midway Session IPA. Subtle citrus, not a big aroma on this one. Sort of citrusy and floral notes. Bit of a grassy sort of tinge to it as well. Who cares what it bloody smells like? It's all in the taste, isn't it? But I thought I'd let you know anyway. You know, some people like to know. Normally when I'm drinking beer, I don't sniff it, I just drink it. But it's just one of them things with reviews, isn't it? We all do it. Right, it does look really nice, this. I did try a few pints of it last night, I'm not going to lie, on me live. And very sessionable, but I just thought it was okay. Let's see. Today's a different day. Will I enjoy it a bit more or not? But yeah, sometimes I like to sort of try them out before I do the review, because you've got 10.5 pints there to sort of, you know, how the things fare over a sort of long review of something like 4 or 5 pints, to find out if you're going to get sick of it and stuff like that. It's important, because some things are nice just for 1 pint, some things you can session. And this, you want to be able to session it, so it was important to test it out. And I did test that out over the course of like about 5 pints of it last night. Anyway, let's give it another try, and I'll go into that in a minute. Cheers, everybody. Bosh. If you're American, cheers, you goddamn douchebags. Only joking. First impression, it's very refreshing. It's very light in flavour. Somewhat watery mouthfeel. Light-bodied. Smooth though. Smooth, I mean, you can tell it's got that smooth draft mouthfeel, which you bloody expect from the Perfectdraft. It's perfectly drinkable. But like the name, it's got a good name, Midway. It's a bit midway, you know, it's not like, wow, it's just perfectly drinkable and sessionable. And it is sessionable, as I said, I had 5 pints of it last night. It's sessionable enough. You don't get sick of the flavours, because it is very light tasting. It's very crisp and refreshing for the summer. But I got a bit sick of the lack of flavour, I guess. It's a little bit boring after a while. There's not really a lot to it, but it is sessionable, and the flavours that are there, although subtle, are very nice. Let's have another go on her and see what flavours we can pick up. There's a little tropical fruit hint, like a blend. I can't pick out the fruits. It's very light. Everything about this beer is pretty light. And you've got floral notes, sort of midway through the tasting. On the end, you get a bit of citrus. Nothing major. It's not one of them IPAs what nukes you with that citrus and grapefruit in that. It's quite a subtle grapefruity, zesty finish with a bit of a piney bitterness on the end. Very gentle though. It's 30 IBUs. It tastes less than that to me. Like, but IBUs is international bitterness units, which gives you an idea of how bitter it's going to be. For 30, I would expect it to be a little bit more bitter than this. It's really quite easy to drink. I'd say this is a good one for people that like an IPA, but they don't want anything too strong, so they can have a good few pints of it. And it's a good one for the summer because it's very slammable, but it's just a little bit watery, a little bit lacking in flavour. But then if it had more flavour, it probably wouldn't be as smashable. So that's a difficult thing to sort of criticise it for. It's a session IPA. It is very sessionable. So it's kind of doing what it's supposed to do. But then a lot of it's just me. A lot of session beers are a bit watery and are a bit boring because they tend to be lower in alcohol, don't they? So I think that's more of a personal preference. I like a bit more flavour and a bit of a stronger beer. But if you're, don't mind a bit less flavour, then, you're probably going to enjoy this if you like your IPAs. I just think it's very so-so. There's just not a great deal going on, but it is very sessionable. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Just when you take the price into account, 38 quid normal price, I just don't think it warrants it compared to some of the other options on the Perfectdraft. It's not one I'll be buying again unless it's heavily discounted, like maybe 20 quid a keg, because I don't even believe it's worth the 30 quid I paid, because again, the competition's high. I've not tried many IPAs yet, but I've had like the life and death, vocation life and death compared to this. Do me a favour. I mean, there's levels to the game, and this one is just not up there with the big boys. So yeah, I think 7 out of 10 is fair. It is very drinkable. It's very clean tasting. There's nothing particularly wrong with it. It just hasn't got that wow factor, shall we say. Yeah, so 7 out of 10. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on this beer if you've tried it, or do you intend on trying it in the future? Thank you for watching, people. Smash the like button if you want to help the channel out, and consider subscribing if you're not done already for lots of beer reviews, Perfectdraft reviews, cheap beers, expensive beers, a little bit of everything, and some live streams and that a couple of times a week. Till next one, people. Bye-bye, darlings. Bush.